Alright guys, so this is another segment of What Would They Think, where basically I kind of talk about what would it be like if two characters kind of met, and what would it be like if they, spoke to one another. What would they be like, and what would they think of one another, more or less. And today it's, Toffee from Star vs. the Forces of Evil, and Demona from Gargoyles. I haven't really talked about Gargoyles in a while, have I? I don't think I've talked about them in a long time. But yeah, anyway, so it kind of came to me when I was just kind of thinking, they're both evil and immortal and have their own vendettas. What would it be like if those two met? So that's kind of where this came from. It was pretty much, hey, Toffee is immortal and hates a certain race of people, and he uses and he knows about magic. Demona hates people and is immortal and and hates and kind of uses magic. What would it be like if they hung out? So that's kind of where that train of thought came from. So Demona, as we all know, Demona is kind of her own worst enemy. If you guys remember the show, it was pretty much her fault of why both her clans in both, in Scotland and when she allied with Macbeth, were killed off. It was mostly her fault because of her betrayals and thinking, oh, this will totally work out for me. Oh, it did not. And of course, she was made immortal by the three witches and bonded to Macbeth. So now only Macbeth and Demona can kill each other. So that's the thing right there. Now Toffee, of course, his immortality is a lot different. He is from a race of beings called the Septarians, the Septarians are immortal beings that can regenerate from basically anything. Of course, we know Toffee lost his finger, and we all know how that turned out for him in the end. So Toffee and Demona, I think, would definitely have a lot in common in terms of, we both have our own vendettas against certain races. With Demona, it's the humans. With Toffee, it's mumans. Very close. So that would be kind of his thing, is that, these two would have a lot in common in terms of their own vendettas, which are very close. The difference is that Toffee didn't, it was Moon's fault of why he was that. But then again, he kind of started it when he killed, Moon's mother. When he murdered Star's grandmother. So yeah, kind of his fault. Pretty much his fault, actually, I should say. Whereas a lot of the pain Demona had in her life was very much self-inflicted. That's the big thing, is that a lot of the pain in Demona's life is self-inflicted through the alliances she's made, through her own arrogance. Yeah. But I think these two would have a lot. I think these two would have a lot to talk about. In that, I think if these two ever met, I think they would find a powerful ally in each other. I don't think these two would become romantically interested in one another, but I do think that they could see a powerful ally, someone they could unite with, someone they can ally themselves with in times of crisis. I think, honestly, that Toffee would admire Demona's drive and her will and being a survivor. Toffee has always kind of seen himself as a survivor in most cases, and I think he would actually be very much impressed by Demona's levels of her immortality that would actually outshine his own. Remember, Toffee can regenerate, but it's very obvious, especially after Battle for Muni, that it had its limits. His immortality had its limits. I mean, hell, he is, according to the creative staff of Star vs. the Forces of Evil, he's officially dead, so take that as you will. Anyway, but yeah, like I said, the only person that can kill Demona is Macbeth. So yeah, she beats Toffee out in terms of immortality. And I think Toffee would really admire that. He would really find that, like, wow, I thought I could come back from anything. You literally just have to worry about the one thing. But yeah, because of that, and I think their shared united hatred of both humans and mumans would make them a deadly combination. And let's not forget that Demona, I think Toffee would love to exploit Demona's vast wealth. Remember, because of her immortality, she has inherited thousands upon thousands of different relics and valuables and jewels and gems and gold. She literally has money enough to whatever plans these two, Demona and Toffee, make together, they're going to be set. But still, I think also Toffee would be interested in all the magical relics that Demona would have in her collection, as well as all the magical spells. And I think in turn, Demona would be very interested in the magic that Muni has. I think, could you imagine Demona getting her hands on dimensional scissors and stumbling her way through, well, not stumbling, but basically traveling from dimension to dimension and even going to Muni? Yeah, I'm pretty sure she'd find gargoyles along the way, and maybe gargoyles that she could make her own clan of that would be less than, that would not share, shall we say, I don't think she would run into gargoyles that would share Goliath's and the gargoyles of their universe's likeness. What I mean is, whereas a lot of the gargoyles are the whole thing with Goliath and his gargoyles, and a lot of the other gargoyles in the world in the gargoyles universe they protect humankind. Most of them do. But I think if Demona did a little traveling here and there, I'm pretty sure she'd find other gargoyles who kind of share her opinion on humanity. And I think Toffee would really like to use that, and I think he would love to show her around and basically be like, I can give you an army, you give me some magic. And again, I think Toffee, I think Demona would be very interested in the resources that Toffee would have. Like I said, the dude's a master manipulator. He is, he can regenerate from most anything, and he's got those nice little scissors that I think she would love to get a hold of. So these two would have a mutual beneficial alliance. Again, I don't think it'd be romantic because I don't think Demona would be into having a date. Although personality-wise, I think they'd get along swimmingly, but that wouldn't really last so long. Remember, as Darth Treya once said, an alliance built on hatred cannot last. And trust me, Toffee and Demona hate a lot of people. And yeah, to Toffee and even Demona, both of them would look at each other in the end as just pawns to their own games. They would both look at each other like, yeah, you are just another stepping stone in my big epic quest to hunt down and destroy my enemies. So yeah, and Toffee would be thinking the same way too. So if they did make an alliance, it wouldn't be a long one. It would definitely be like, we're just basically trying to outthink one another. And I think in a weird way, both Toffee and Demona would really kind of respect that. I think they would both kind of respect that about one another, in that they're both trying to play like this Game of Thrones against one another, even though they have a united, a common goal to get revenge. That is the big thing, is that they both want to claim revenge on those they think have wronged them. Of course, then again, we all know what Toffee and Demona did to kind of earn where their place is in history now, right? We all kind of know what they kind of did. But in any case, I think these two, and not only that, I think Toffee would be interested in, remember, Demona is not only a master of, she knows her way around magic, but she's also incredibly intelligent and knows her way around technology as well. Something that Toffee doesn't seem to really, he just depends more on his own wit and his own need to, corrupt magic in its own way. He's never really dealt with anything technological before, so I think with Demona's help, Demona could really open up a lot of doors for him technologically. Could you imagine Toffee figuring out how learning all the high-tech weapons, and maybe even getting a hold of several high-tech weapons from Demona? Remember, like I said, she's learned over the centuries not to just depend on magic, but also technology. The scary thing about Demona is that she's a scary combination of both science and sorcery, and Toffee would definitely love to get his hands on some of that science that Demona has learned, and mix it with his own magic. Now there's a scary thought, right guys? But anyway, so there you go. What do you guys think of this? Do you guys like this alliance, and what do you think it would be like? Just comment below, let me know, because this would be I think this would be a really interesting team up. Again, not so much romantically, but I could definitely see, like I said, these two would be trying to outwit one another. These two would be constantly trying to, outplay the other one, but at the same time have a common goal and a common alliance. So. But like I said, like I said with Darth Treya, an alliance built on hatred cannot last, and that would be the case here. But so yeah, you guys tell me in the comments below, what do you think Toffee would think of Demona? Just comment below, let me know. And once again, I hope you all enjoyed this, and I'm out.